Everybody, this is Robert at Scott Leroy Marketing. We're going to get started with our KW Connect Overview class. This is going to go over the KW Learning resource where they've got a lot of their training materials, a lot of sharing from other agents from KW International about how to build your business, how to be a good real estate agent. This class is going to be recorded along with all of our other advanced training classes at slmtraining.com. That's different from slmwebinar.com. That's where we've got our basic MyKW Academy. This is advanced stuff at slmtraining.com. And then also, if you're having trouble listening on the computer, or if you'd rather call in, there is that number on the screen there. You can call in and use that code. And I've also sent you that number and that code here in the chat window. Speaking of the chat window, this is how you're going to send me questions if you have any. If there's anything you want me to go back over, anything that's not clear or that I accidentally skipped. Up at the very top of your screen, you should have the same 5 buttons across the top that I do. If you'll click on this one to the left of center, that'll open up your chat window. So if you have any questions or anything you want me to clarify, that's where you would want to send that to me throughout the class. Okay, let me minimize our slideshow here. So to get into KW Connect, you could go directly to kwconnect.com and you could log in using your MyKW username and password, but we've seen that be a little bit glitchy. It doesn't always work, or it doesn't always work properly. So the best way to get into KW Connect that we've found is by going through MyKW. So you would want to get logged into mykw.kw.com first. You'd want to end up here on your MyKW homepage. Once you're here, up in your very top black menu, we're going to click on Education. That'll take us into KW Connect. And it's going to take us to the KWU page. We are going to go over this in a little while, but instead, let's click on the KW Connect logo up here in the top left to go to the home page. This is where we're going to start, and we're going to look at other stuff from here. So on the home page here, we're going to spend some time going down the page and looking at the different sections here, but we'll start up here at the very top left. This KW Connect logo, anytime you click on this, it'll take you back to this page, this KW Connect home page. So if you're ever somewhere, you're not sure how you got there, you want to get back to the home page, you're a little bit lost, clicking on that logo will take you back here to this home page. Before we move further, I do want to point out down here at the very bottom right, you do have to accept the cookies or else that message won't go away. Okay. Moving back across the top, we've got this menu here. We're going to go over each of these in a little bit more detail in a little bit. Just want to point out this is our menu. Just to the right of that, we've got this little magnifying glass icon. The magnifying glass is a fairly universal symbol for search. If you ever see a magnifying glass on a website or on a program, that means search. So if you click on this magnifying glass, it'll pop out a search bar here, and you can search for things within KW Connect right here. This is useful on pretty much any other page besides the home page. This will be up here at the top. However, on the home page itself, there is another search bar right below that menu here, and you can search here instead of here, or vice versa. You can search in either one of those. Also across the top here, we've got this upload button. Excuse me. This is where you can add your own content here into KW Connect. So this would be sharing things that would help other agents build their business because maybe it helped build your business. So if you've got a really cool listing presentation that kicks a good bit of butt and it works really well for you, or you've got a FSBO script you want to share, or you've got your lore numbers that you're really proud of or something like that, or you found a resource outside of KW, maybe on like Inman or ActiveRain or Pinterest or YouTube or something like that, and you want to share that with other agents to help build their business, this is where you would do that using this upload button. There's 4 different types of content you can add, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. And then also over here on the right, if you'll hover over either your picture or your initials, whatever is inside this circle, we're also going to cover my profile, which is connected to the referrals section here in KW Connect. But before we get into all of that, let's just scroll down this page and look at the different sections here on the home page. Starting right here just under the search bar, this ticker here is high producers that have come over to KW across all of North America from different companies. So like this Jorge Suazo, he is a $32 million producer. He came to the Jacksonville Beach Market Center from just multifamily realty in whatever Jacksonville Beach. And then we've got Helen Challenger here. She's a almost $31 million producer in New York. She joined the Brooklyn Bay Bridge Market Center from Top Nest. And this is just showing off that you guys work for the greatest company, and these high producers know it. And you can definitely join their ranks if you use a lot of the tools that are here in KWConnect. Moving down the page here, this slideshow here is quote unquote ads is the closest thing that I can say. These are things that are here inside KWConnect that you can, different content here inside KWConnect that's designed to help you build your business, and it's typically from KW International. So we've got this one right here this month at Keller Williams, and then here's Recruit, Educate, and Train. That's for leadership. And then we've got New Year, New Goals, New You. So this is all stuff, all content here in KWConnect that you can check out that KW International wanted to feature right here at the top of the homepage. Just under that, we've got, this is a fairly new section. It's only been here for about a month or two. This is the latest in tech section. So this is where you're going to find the newest information on all of the KW Labs tools. So Kelly, referrals, KW Command, any kind of the integrations within Command, any of the things that Command is supposed to be doing in the future or what's being tested by the Labs groups right now. All of that is going to be in these videos here in this section. Scrolling down the page, this, I still have yet to figure out what type of content is in this section here, whether it's just new content or if it's popular content or if it's from popular content creators here in KWConnect. But this is a selection of some of the content on KWConnect, and you can click on any one of these to watch through those. I do want to point out up here at the top of this list, we've got this filter by such and such. By default, it is going to be videos, but you can also do audio, files, or links, or all of those four together. And those are the four content types that you can find in KWConnect. Videos is pretty self-explanatory. It's a video about whatever. Audio is the probably the least common, media type that's here in KWConnect. This is typically just going to be stuff that's from KW International. Looks like they record the OP Growth Initiative calls and the Team Leader Growth Initiative calls, and this is a call with Gay Ribble in Denver, growing your referral network to build a strong referrals business. There's a lot of education here in audio, but it's not quite as popular as video or the other two types. A file is just what you would expect. It's a file that you would upload here to KWConnect, whether it's an image or a Word document or a PDF or a PowerPoint or something like that. This is something that you upload here to KWConnect to share with other agents to help build their business. That's what KWConnect is about, is KW International and KW Associates sharing with other KW Associates in order to build their business. That's part of our culture. And then the last one here is links, and it looks like there isn't much that's going to show on the homepage here, but a link is to an external source, an external resource that's not here in KWConnect. So like I mentioned earlier, that would be something maybe on Inman or on LinkedIn or on ActiveRain or on YouTube or Keeping Current Matters, something like that. Any other outside resource that isn't provided by KW here in KWConnect. If you found something that helped your business and you want to share that with others, you would use the link type. And then over here on the right, we've got the option to show either just KW only, KW and associate content together, or just KW associate content. So right now it's only doing KW only, and you can tell that because the KW symbol here is red. If I click on this other button here with the person silhouette, this is going to show KW content and associate content together. And then if I click on the KW one again, that will turn it black, make it not red, and this will show just KW associate content. And those same filters are also available on the search page if you search for anything. You can do the same things when you're searching. Oh, I forgot where it was. When you're searching, you can have those same filters. Scrolling down the page here, these are pulled from the KW calendar that's connected to pretty much every market center. There are a bunch of Ignite classes and Grow Your Profit Share Tree and MREA, something like that, starting in the next week. And you can see even more that are starting in the next week by clicking on this icon over here. That'll take you to the KWConnect calendar. We're going to cover that in more detail in just a little bit. But this is an overview of what's coming up soon. So if you want to learn more or get signed up for any of those classes, you can click on any of those individually. And then down here at the bottom, we've got trending searches, which is basically popular stuff that people are searching for here in KW Connect. Recommendations from KW International, and then a spotlight for, looks like one particular vehicle, and I think this is from KW International as well. So before we move away from the home page, are there any questions? Remember, up at the very top of your screen, if you click on this button just to the left of center, that'll bring up your chat window, and this is where you can send me questions if you have them. Okay, we don't have too much time to wait for questions. We got a lot of ground to cover. Before we cover this menu here, I want to cover over here on the right the profile and the referral section, because those are going to take most of the time, and then we can go through the rest of the menu and the search function after that, but these are going to take the most time. So over here on the right, let's hover over your picture or your initials and then click on My Profile. This profile is 100% KW internal. Only other KW associates are going to see this profile. This is not public. This is not client facing. This is not a client gathering profile. There is no lead capture. This is not trying to bring in clients. This is just for other agents to see here in KW Connect. So you can put different things on here than you would for a public profile. Again, no clients are seeing this. Only other KW associates are seeing this. So on this page here, starting at the top, we've got this banner image section where it says this digital marketing experts here. This is an image that we uploaded for Scott's profile. This is a very specific image dimensions here, and we'll go over more about what those dimensions are in just a little bit. But you can have a banner across here similar to like Facebook or LinkedIn or something like that. Under that, over on the left, you've got your picture. You can change your picture right there if you want to. We're not going to go through all of these different sections here. You can click through those on your own time. We don't have a whole bunch of time to go through here, but those seem pretty self-explanatory once you're in them. Under here, we've got the About Me section. This is the biography. I forgot to remove this test change from last time I did this class. But here's Scott's biography here. I can see the rest of it. Again, this is agent focused. There's only other agents that are going to see this. So you probably wouldn't want to put the same bio here as you would on your public client-facing profiles. Under that, it's got production numbers that you can choose to show or not show in this slide through section right here. It's got memberships down here, so memberships to like KW Commercial or Luxury or Farm and Ranch or GPS or Mastery Coaching, things like that. And then over on the right, you've got your service area, which you can dictate in your profile when we go edit that. And to edit this profile, you would do that just to the right of your name right here. It's got your name and then edit my profile. We'll click on this red link to go edit our profile. Starting at the top here, that picture that was in the circle right here is where you would update that picture. Under that, we've got the banner image here. That was that wider one behind that circular picture. And if you hover over this little eye here, it says required dimension, width 1920 pixels, height 313 pixels. It has to be exactly those numbers. It cannot be even 1 pixel off up or down in either of those dimensions. And if you want information about how to resize whatever image you want to use for that specific spot to be exactly 1920 pixels wide and 313 pixels tall, I just sent you guys a link there in the chat window for the class we have that shows you exactly step by step how to resize your image for that section. And then also, if you're watching this on a recording, just send us an email at support@scottleroymarketing.com and we can send you that class as well. Under that, the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. We've got your email address, your phone number. I don't know why there are separate fields for these two. Everybody just uses mobile phone, but you could do this for like an office or a desk phone right here if you wanted to. Your service area here is, this is that one that was in the bottom right where it said service area and it said Orlando. It's only going to take whatever is in front of the first comma to put it in that little spot there for other agents to see. Again, this is for other agents. This is not public. This is not client facing. So you want other agents to know where you work with clients so that they can potentially send you referrals. So this is not the place to list city, 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 and do 3 dozen cities in this spot. You may cover all of those areas, but that may not be, or that is not your primary service area. So you want to put 1, 2, maybe 3 in this box here, and only the first one is going to be visible to other agents. The rest of them, other agents won't even see. Under that, we've got a biography. Again, this biography can be different from your other client-facing profiles. Under that, we've got our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google Plus link boxes. These do require the http:// all of that fun stuff, the entire address, versus what's after the first slash like it is in other KW profiles. I forgot to look up the class where we show you how to find those profiles. If you'll give me just a minute. Find those profile links to put in those boxes there. There it is. So there we go. All right, so I just sent you the link to find your public profile links as well. Okay, under that, this custom tags here, this is tags for the content that you potentially could put here on KWConnect. This isn't showing on your profile for other agents to see, and it's not public. Now again, no clients are seeing any of the information on this page. I'm going to cover that over and over again because this is not for clients to see. What was I saying there? So for these custom tags here, this is topics that are relevant to the content that you upload here to KWConnect. So for Scott here, we've got digital marketing, we've got real estate marketing, and we've got KW technology. For the stuff that he puts here on KWConnect, those are appropriate, those are accurate, those are really what his content is about. We wouldn't put something like FSBO here in this box. We wouldn't put something like, what is it called? Foreclosures. We wouldn't put stuff for, I don't know, anything about a practicing agent, because Scott himself is not a practicing agent. And if someone were searching for like foreclosure stuff, Scott could potentially come up for that search, and he doesn't have any content that is related to that, and that would be frustrating for the person who was searching for content. So you only want to put tags in here that other agents are going to look for the content that you actually create. So if you're say a listing specialist and you only work with listings, you only work with sellers, you would not want to put in this box buyer scripts. You would not want to put in this box showing tips or things like that, because any content that you put in here is more than likely not going to be related to buyers. And again, other agents are using the search function, and we don't want you to show up for things that you're not relevant to. And then for primary market center here, this is only for if you're a member of more than one market center. If you just have one market center, you have one option in this drop down, you can't choose anything else. But if you're a member of multiple market centers, you can choose whichever one you work in primarily. Only one can be shown on your profile, and only one are you going to list or show up under on the, or no, that's not true, never mind. But only one is going to be shown on your profile. Under that, we've got our email frequency for notifications here in KWConnect. That's for the referral network, for when people send and receive and update referrals that we're going to cover in just a little bit, and also for interactions with your content here in KWConnect. So if you upload a video and someone likes it, or if they follow you to see the rest of your content, or if they comment on some of your content, you'll get a notification about that. And you're choosing whether you want to get one for each update, every day, or every week. There's no way to turn this off completely. It's one of these three options. And then down here for these switches, this is turning on or off which statistics you want to show on your profile. But it was that teal section that was sliding left and right. So you can turn, say you are a listing specialist and you want to turn off the buy side closed units because you're never going to work with buyers. You can do that here. I've seen that there is a good bit of a delay between when you turn the switch off and update it and when it actually changes on your profile. We've seen it take up to 72 hours. If it does take longer than that, you would actually want to contact KW International Support. They would be the ones who would help you with that. All we know how to do is come here, toggle it back on and off, and save it. That's about all we would do. Now, speaking of saving, once you've made all of your changes here in your profile, you can click Update either down here at the very bottom or up here at the very top. They're both going to save it. And that would make those changes on your profile. Like I said, everything except these switches is pretty immediate. So if you change that service area or if you change your biography or something like that, it would show up pretty immediately on that profile. It would also show up pretty immediately on your profile on the Kelly app. To learn more about using Kelly as far as working with referrals, let me send you the link for that. There we go. We do have a separate class that we did a couple of weeks ago. We do it the third week of the month on Wednesday for working with Kelly with referrals, with listings, with contact, with Kelly Snap and all that fun stuff. So we do that on the third Wednesday. Okay, so this profile is what shows when you are found here in the My Referrals section, which is also available on Kelly. So let's go over there next. We're going to click on this up in the very top menu. So this actually takes us sort of a step outside of KWConnect. It's a subdomain of KWConnect, so it's going to have a lot of the same options, but we're not still technically inside KWConnect because you can't see your profile up here on the right. But if you do want to get back there, you just click on any of these menu items or on the KWConnect logo. So here is Scott's referral page here. He's got one person in his referral network. This is a friend of his who I believe is an OP. And that's about all that will ever be in his referral network because Scott is not an agent. He can't work with referrals and he can't send you referrals. So there's no point in sending Scott a referral network request, even though 77 people have. And you notice they're just sitting there pending, ignored. Same for me. There's no reason to send me any referral requests either because I can't work with them and I'm not going to send you referral requests. Okay, so this is Scott's referral section, and to show you best how this works, I'm going to have to split the screen here between Scott's account and my account, wherever it is. There we go. And so this is going to be Scott here on the left and me on the right. I'm in my referrals over here on the right, Scott's referrals over here on the left. So you know what? Actually, I got a little bit ahead of myself. So here in the referral system, this is a more organized way for agents to work back and forth with each other, sharing referrals and getting that information back and forth to each other and tracking that. It's good to track referrals that either you've worked with or that you've sent off, and it's good for KW to track that. Information is good. The more information you have, the better, and it's all collected in here. So definitely encourage you, if you're working with referrals, just to have that paper trail, do it through this system rather than just emailing or texting or calling. This is a great way to do it. So where do I get started here? So working with referrals, before we do get started, I want to point out one big thing. This is not a social network. This is not social media. This is not for you to have as many quote unquote friends as you can get. Your referral network should not be 300 people long. It may be 36 people long, but that would be pretty big. This is going to be your hand-picked network of people that you're fairly certain that either you're going to do referral work with in the future or that you would like to do referral work with in the future or that you have in the past. So this is not the place where you want to send a request to everybody in your market center, everybody in your region, everybody at KW International, you know, Chris Heller, Gary Keller, John Davis. You don't want to put people like that in your referral network because you're never actually going to work with them and it would just clutter it up and it just turns it into another white pages search, which kind of defeats the purpose. This is again supposed to be hand-picked. This is supposed to be your short list of people that you want to work with for referrals. So to add people to this list, we're going to go over here on the right and click on the red Grow My Network button. And there's several ways that you can add someone to your referral network. The first one we're going to do is over here on the right, this tiny box that's not very conspicuous, but it's going to be the most common one that you use. Or actually, I guess it's about 50-50. But you can find by a specific agent's name. So say you met somebody at Family Reunion or Mega Camp or something like that, and you want to add this person to your referral network, and you know exactly what their name is, and you want to find them specifically rather than their market center or other agents in their area, you can search by that name. So I'm going to search for me. There we go. So it's going to show two sections of results here in this dropdown. One is going to be my referral network. This is looking, searching for people that are already accepted into your referral network. Either you sent them a request or they sent you a request. And what am I trying to say here? And I'm not in Scott's referral network currently, so it's not going to show me here. Instead, it's going to show me in the out of my network section. And this lets me know, okay, this is the name of this person and they're in the York, Pennsylvania Market Center. So if you're looking for a John Smith, you may want to scrutinize this a little more closely, make sure you're getting the right John Smith in the correct market center. Once you've got the right person, you can click on their name. Yeah, you can either click on their name or over on this little icon on the right to send an invitation to join your referral network. It's up to you whether you want to send a message or not. Join my referral network, pretty please. It's up to you whether you want to send a message or not. Maybe you're right next to that person. You're sending this on your phone. Now there is a better way to do that. If you're right next to this person on their phone, you can scan a QR code and it adds them automatically. But if you're near them and you know exactly who they are, you may not have to send a message and they would just accept it as soon as they see it. So I'm going to send this invitation from Scott to me. Remember, I'm on Scott's profile now. Once I've sent that invitation, it's going to pop up the actual form to send this person a referral, because typically if you're adding someone to your network, you're also going to be sending them a referral at the same time. So up at the top, it's letting you know you're sending a referral to this person. Now in this dropdown, you can actually change who you're sending this referral to. In the search box here, this is only searching people that are already in your referral network. So this would be, okay. I don't remember that guy's name that was in Scott's network. But if I knew his name, I could type that and I could switch to send this referral to him instead. Under that, we're selecting the type of referral this is, buyer, seller, or renter. And then under that, all of these fields are required. Even when you switch over to seller or switch from seller to buyer, this checkbox here, or no, this one is not required. What am I saying there? But all of the fields are required. So you have to choose a referral fee. You have to do a deadline. You have to do a min and max price. You have to do their name, email, phone, location. You have to select when they're looking to buy or sell or rent within. And then you also have to add a note. The note is required. It's not optional. So I'm going to pretend that me as Scott is sending me as me a seller. And this is, let's see. So pretend, Scott's in Orlando, I'm in York, Pennsylvania, which I'm not, but I'm a member of that market center. And I've got this seller that I know from York, and maybe I moved away from that area a little while ago, but I know this person and they want to sell their house, and I can't help them because I'm not licensed in that state anymore. So I'm going to send this referral to me. So let's see, I always get confused here on the referral fee. If anybody wants to refresh me here. So when I send a seller referral, okay, so yeah, so if Scott is sending me a seller referral, Scott would want 25% of my commission as the listing agent. If that's not correct, somebody sound off there in the chat window. Again, up here at the top, just left to center, this little speech bubble icon pops up the chat window, and if I'm wrong, let me know. Okay, so I'm sending this seller over to me, or Scott is sending this seller to me, and Scott says he wants 50% of my commission once this listing closes. That is ridiculous, and we're going to correct that. We're going to counter that in just a minute on my side, but we're going to pretend that Scott requested 50% of the listing agent commission there. And then you can choose how fast or slow this person can be to respond. You can give them just 1 hour to respond to this, or you can give them up to 4 days to respond to this, whether or not they want to work with this buyer, seller, or renter that you're sending them. I'm going to leave this somewhere around 24. I don't care to get it exactly there again. But you can say, hey, this is quick. We're being snappy. If you don't accept this now, I'm going to send this to somebody else. So you can give them 1 hour also. And then you want to give them a min to max price that they want to buy, sell, or rent at. So this is a seller. So they want to sell for a minimum of 175K. And they want a maximum, I don't know why there's even a maximum price here, but it's probably going to be maximum of maybe 205K. That's a pretty big range, but it could potentially go that high. And then you want to put in the first and last name of this client. So this would be like Sally, seller. And then the location you typically want to leave alone because you found this agent in that particular area and they work in this area, so you basically want to leave that alone. And then you put in the email for the client, and then the client's phone number. And remember, all of these are required. You have to have all of this information before you can send this referral over to the other agent. You want to select how quickly they're wanting to sell. Remember, this is a seller, or buy or rent. So they want to sell within 3 months. And then for this note here, this is, my aunt, who I love dearly, but drinks too much and gets handsy with strangers. Watch yourself. Something like that. That's totally a joke. It's not true, whatever. So we're going to send that referral from Scott to me. We're going to go look at that referral on my side in a little bit after we get through the other search options here. I do want to point out that after I sent that referral from Scott to me, I got a notification in my Kelly app. It's popping up here on my home screen on my phone, and you have received a new referral request from Scott Leroy. So I could go handle that on my Kelly app, or I can handle it here on the browser in KWConnect. And that's what we're going to do during this class, but you can also do that on the app, and you can refer back to our Kelly class. Okay, coming back up here to the top left, we've got the map view. And before we get into these filters, let's go ahead and search here. We're going to search for Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills, California. Apparently there's a Beverly Hills in New South Wales. Anyway, I bet you guys didn't know that NSW stood for New South Wales. I don't know why I know that. Anyway, so we're in Beverly Hills here, and we're showing there are 1,174 agents in that area with production. Now, the reason I know that is up here on map view, it's showing production. Each of these blue dots is a closed property, whether it was buy side or sell side, and everybody who has closed those properties is showing up in this list here. And it's showing me, I guess, probably about 100 here, and I can go to the next 100 and the next 100 and everything down here at the bottom right. And if there's anybody that's attractive to what I'm looking for, or yeah, there we go, that pops out the results there. Shows me their closed units and their listings sold and their buy sides. These are, it looks like it's sorting this by highest production first. So let's go, why is it not letting me go back? Close that. Okay, previous. So this is going to show apparently highest production first. No, I don't want to see the team. Highest production first. So it looks like up here at the top of the list, this Nima Tirani has 60 closed units in the past 12 months. So he might be somebody you might want to send this referral to. Or you say, no, that's really too, high volume. It's not going to get personal. This person is not going to get very much attention. I may want to drop down here maybe to the 20-something range, and they may get personal attention from this particular agent. So you can send them you can add them to your referral network there, or you can send them the referral directly, or you can contact them otherwise, phone number, email address. Now also out here on the map view, remember this is production, and it's showing each of these dots is a closing that somebody on this list had. If I click on this button here that says production, instead I can switch it to market centers, or I can switch it to my network. If I check the box for my network and there's nobody in my network that's in this area, not going to see any dots. But if there are people in this area that are in my network, I would see just them here on the map. And then if we go back to market centers here, lets me know just on this screen here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 market centers in the Beverly Hills area. So I'm just going to click on this one right here that's right over where it says Beverly Hills. And if I click on that one, that's going to show me all agents in this market center. There are 522 agents in this particular market center. And I can scroll through them, and it shows me their units and listings and buy sides and all that. I'm going to close this here to filter this down further. So this filter for closed units, I want them to have at least, let's call it 21 closed units. And this is buy side and sell side combined. And then this is a seller that I'm trying to send. Remember, I sent that Sally seller from Scott to me. So I want this to have a listing sold, a sell side of at least 21 total. I want this to be at least 13 seller closings here. And we're going to leave buy sides alone because we're not concerned with buyer's agents. We want to work with listers. You can filter by a number of leases if you want. If you're suggesting a rental or a lease client over to somebody, you can do that also. And then under KW specializations, is this person a member of mastery coaching? Are they a member of GPS, luxury, commercial, land, young professionals, or are they an expansion agent? I'm not going to select any of those there. Now, this last button here, this broadcast referral, apparently there are too many agents to broadcast this referral to. So maybe let's go ahead and put in some buy sides here. We'll call this 8. Oh, did I not actually select this? Oh, got to click on filter after you put in a number. My bad. Okay, let me remove this buy sides then. Okay, so there are 35 agents in this area that have had at least 21 closed units in the last 12 months, and 13 of those closed units were listings. So now there are 35 in this list here. So what I could do at this point is I can broadcast this referral out to all 35 of these agents and get them some basic information about this referral, and they can decide whether or not they want to work with this referral in this price range and for this referral fee. Everything above this blue box is going to be sent to everybody on this list. Everything below this blue box will only be sent to the person that you choose to actually receive this referral out of the people that respond to your broadcast here. So I'm going to switch this over to seller here. So what I could do, and I'm not going to, what I could do is say, okay, I've got this seller in this area, seller in this area. And because I'm broadcasting this to everybody, I'm going to drop my referral percentage down to 20 and give them, because this is broadcast to multiple people, I'm going to give them 6 hours to respond. The seller wants to sell somewhere in the, this is Beverly Hills, so let's throw this up there, 850,000 to 1,200,000, there we go, range. What am I talking about here? So this is the information that would be sent to everybody on this list. So then they would have the opportunity to say, yes, I want to work with that client, or no, I don't want to work with that client. And for the ones that say yes, you'll be notified of all of those. And then at the end of 6 hours, or even before that time, if you see somebody that you really do want to send this to, you can send them the rest of this information down here about this client, and then they would start working with that client. And the rest of them would say, nope, you missed out. And I'm not actually going to send this because I don't actually have a seller to broadcast out to these 35 multi-million-dollar producing agents, and I don't want to annoy them. So I'm just going to close this here. Now, what was I saying? So before we move on, are there any questions on the search for adding agents to your referral network or sending a referral to? Again, if you have questions or anything that's unclear, definitely click on the search bubble that's up here just left of center, and then it would open up the chat bubble, and it would open up the chat window here to send me any questions that you have. I like to think I'm pretty thorough, but every once in a while I miss something. So you remember that, sort by random. Apparently you can sort by random. Let's sort by closed units. So this is the highest producing guy that meets these criteria. Anyway, so remember that referral that I sent from Scott to me? I'm going to show you what that looks like here on my end. So I'm going to refresh my page here, and for Scott, I'm going to go back over to his referrals section just so that we're on the same page, literally. So now, under my pending invitations, I've got an invitation from Scott. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that. And these people have no idea who I am. Okay, so I've got an invitation from Scott here, join my referral network, pretty please. This is what I sent from here to here. So I can ignore this if I want to, or I can accept it, which is what I'm going to do here. So now if I jump over to my network, now Scott is in my list here. And if I go to Scott's network, I'm going to be in his list there. So now we're in each other's referral network. We can find each other easily to send referrals back and forth. And then also, if I go back up here to the referrals homepage, we've got this section here called awaiting response, and it's going to show that 1 in both of our sides here because no one has responded to it yet. I haven't, and he's the one that sent it, and he's waiting on a response from me. So if I go up here to awaiting response on my end, here is that referral details that I sent from Scott to me, and I can accept, counter, or reject this referral. Now remember, Scott requested that 50% referral fee, and that's a little bit ridiculous. So I'm not gonna accept this, but I know Scott, he's a good guy. He probably just did that on accident, didn't realize he was clicking that slider. So I'm not gonna reject it either. I could, if you just say, I don't want to work in that price range, I don't want to work in that area, or your client sounds like a nightmare, no, leave me alone. You can reject this if you want to. But I'm going to counter this back from me to Scott. So I'm going to bring this referral fee back down here to a more reasonable 25, there we go, %. And I'm going to give him also a 1-hour acceptance deadline because we're here in the middle of the class. Again, I could give him up to 4 days to decide whether he wants to accept the lower referral fee that I want to provide to him. And then, hope that 50% was an accident. And then we'll counter that. So now that's awaiting response still. If I come back over to the awaiting response for Scott, now the ball is in Scott's court, and he has the option to accept, counter, or reject. You know, that 25% referral fee is definitely more reasonable. I'm going to go ahead and accept this, and I can put in a note, or Scott's going to go ahead and accept this, and he can put in a note that says, oops, didn't realize my hand slipped. Ha ha, wink. Something like that. Probably not very professional to use emojis there, but you know, it's the 21st century. So I will accept that on Scott's end. So now if I go back to my dashboard, he has a 1 in outbound and I have a 1 in inbound. Out means it's from, in means it's to. So this is from Scott to me. So if I go here to my inbounds here, this referral has been accepted, so it's no longer under awaiting response. So now it's up to me to start working with it. So say, you know, I gave his aunt a call, we had a meeting, I toured the house, you know, listing presentation, talked commissions, and she does want to go ahead and work with me, and I was okay with her grabbing my butt once or twice. So I'm going to send an update back over to Scott, you know, met with Sally, it was Sally, right? Yeah. Sally, and she has a lovely, if, what's the word? Colonial, no, wait. We'll just call it a lovely home. Listing agreement active on, we'll call it 11/1 because that's tomorrow for 90 days. So we'll send that update. And so if I go back over here to this outbound section on Scott's side, I can see, there we go, there's that most recent note right there. And then also, if I wanted to, I could go over here to this activity log and see everything that has happened for this referral. So it starts with the oldest at the bottom. So this referral was sent from Scott to me. I countered with the 25% referral fee. Scott accepted that 25% referral fee. And then I sent this update about the listing agreement was signed and we're good to go there. Now, updates can go the other way also. It can go from the referring agent to the referral agent. I probably got that term wrong. So Scott can tell me, sorry, let me send a note here. Scott can tell me, make sure to disclose, oops, you know, the skeletons in the closets because it is Halloween. So we'll send that note, and if I come back over here and refresh the page on my side, got a notification on my phone that Scott sent me an update. We've got that new note there, and again, that would be in the activity log, so I would go and update the seller's disclosure in the MLS, have her sign that and put it back in there. And then say, you know, we worked things through, we had some showings, we had some offers, we had some negotiations, and we made it all the way through and we closed and everything's taken care of. So now I'm going to close this referral. And in this spot here, it's real simple. You tell us, okay, it was closed, you click submit, Scott will be notified, and that's the end of that. Now say it didn't close. Say, you know, she grabbed my butt one too many times, I don't want to work with her anymore, and I dropped the client, or my butt wasn't firm enough for her, and so she dropped me as her agent, she canceled the listing contract. So you could tell them it didn't close, and you do need to provide a reason why it didn't close. So, you know, funding fell through, didn't appraise, decided to go with a different home, or a different agent, decided not to sell, something like that. But I am going to mark this as closed, and we'll submit that. So now if I come back over here to this section here where it lists my active referrals, there's not going to be anything in either of our sides because this referral is no longer active. It's been closed, it's been handled, everything's taken care of. So instead, we would need to go to View Closed Referrals to see it. And there are several different sections here on this page. We've got expired, which means I sent the request or Scott sent me the request and one of us didn't respond in enough time. We didn't respond in the 24 or 96 or 1 hour that was offered there. It was rejected by me or the other person, decided didn't want to work with that client or didn't want to do that referral fee or that price range, whatever. It was lost, meaning, you know, it started with the contract, we had some showings, but it fell through because of whatever. Or it was funded, it made it all the way through to closing, it's off the table, everything's good, everybody got paid. And you can see the different referrals that are in those sections as you scroll down the page. So this funded here, this most recent one, this is going to be at the bottom here, this Sally Seller. This is that price range, all of that fun stuff. You can reopen a referral. Say you need to, I don't know, the closing fell through after the fact, or I don't even know if that's possible. And you can say, okay, we're going to try again, or close it, or drop it, or mark it as lost, or something like that. Okay, so back here on the dashboard, anything else I need to cover? You can manually enter a referral to track, one that's not, hasn't been popped back and forth between you and this other agent here. Either they don't use the referral network or you forgot to start it from the beginning or something like that. You can just enter their name and the referral information and track it manually that way on your end. This wouldn't do it on their end, it would just do it on your end. And then you can also send a referral. Now, one thing I want to point out is you don't have to have somebody in your referral network in order to send them a referral. That used to be the case when it first came out. You had to have someone in this list before you could actually send them a referral. But KW International made the change to this system where you can send a referral to anybody regardless of whether or not they're in this list here. Anything else? I think that's all I need to cover here for referrals. Oh boy, we took a good bit of time there. If anybody has any questions about referrals, definitely make sure use that chat bubble up at the top left there, or excuse me, just to the left of center on the top of your screen. Send me any questions if you have them. I'm going to move back to our KWConnect homepage. All right, so jumping back over here to KWConnect. We're going to go across this menu real quick. Actually, before we do that, we're going to go over search here. So remember, you can search either up in this top menu using the magnifying glass, or you can search here on the home page. I'm just going to use the big search bar on the home page here. Now, the one thing everybody asks us about is, where can I find a listing presentation? There are several sources, but here in KWConnect, all you would do is type listing presentation. And you're going to get a lot of results here. There's going to be content from KW courses, KWU courses. There's the listing specialist. There's win with sellers. There's probably some stuff in Ignite here if you wanted to drop that down there. A shift synopsis. And by default, this is going to show results by newest first. We're going to change this to relevance just to see that. There we go. Ignite pre-listing presentation for sellers. Or this person, Terry Moylan, 2018 KW listing presentation template. Are you in need of a great, easy to use listing presentation? This person shared this with other agents. Ta-da! There's your listing presentation. You can modify that provided by KW International or through other agents or things like that. So there you go, listing presentation. Say, you know, you're cold calling FSBOs or you're cold calling expireds. We're going to search expired script. And again, that's going to default to newest first. We're going to change that to relevance. And so this is Mega versus Mega with Adam Hergenrother, expired listing cold call script. So these are mega agents, agents that are multi-million-dollar producers. They're doing a great job in the business. And these are the scripts. This is the way that they talk to expired listings. And it looks like this is a video that was recorded at Mega Camp, maybe during a mastermind. And if you want to learn how to how to be a mega agent, look at mega agents. So you would want to check out what he does for expired listings. And then this guy, this is an actual expired listing that he talked to on the phone and recorded for you guys. And there's a bunch of objections, a lot of objection handling, good script that he's got here. So if you want to learn about how to handle expireds, you would do that. You could also do, let's see here, Kelly Snap. Let's search Kelly Snap. And we're going to do this again by relevance. Keeping up with Kelly, Kelly Snap zip codes and filters. So this is by Donnie Brookman. He actually sort of works for us and one of our market centers. Anyway, that's cool, Donnie. Instantly pull market reports. So this is information about how to use Kelly Snap. You can also do this by most popular, the most little heart things here. And looks like this covers Kelly Snap, this mega agent thing from Mega Camp last month or 2 months ago. And then also I wanted to point out again, up at the top, you can filter that by different things here, the video, audio, users that are relevant to that, documents, links, KWU courses that are relevant to your search, pages on KWConnect, communities within KWConnect, and then vendors. That's weird. I don't know what vendors would be. And then you can also go back here to videos. You can also filter it by videos from KW International, video from KW International and KW Associates, or just videos from KW Associates, or whatever type of content from KW Associates. So that's search in a nutshell. Any questions on search? You want to send them over in that chat box there. I'll definitely answer those questions if you want. Back across the top menu here, this memberships here, this is that luxury GPS, farm and ranch, land, commercial, mastery coaching. You can get information about those there. The calendar here, spend some time here. The calendar, this is the calendar of all market centers across North America. So if I go up here, so right now, this is just showing, what is this here? This is just showing my current market center, or Scott's technically current market center. This is what's going on in his market center from that market center's intranet calendar. If I go up here to, oh, by the way, if you click on any one of these individual things here, this team meeting here, you can see details about that particular event, when it starts, when it ends, who's instructing it, any details that they put in there. It's probably not the best event to click. Let's click on an Ignite. There we go. There's an Ignite session there. And they didn't put much detail there either. Okay, let's go back here. So let's go up here to Advanced Filter here. So in this filter section here, I'm going to uncheck this box. We have the option of finding events that are going on at KW International over in Austin, events that are going on in my region or hosted by my region, so maybe a regional leadership meeting or regional bold or something like that. All regional events, so that's from your region itself and from market centers in your region, your particular market center, or all market centers across all of North America. And can I check commercial? Oh, I can. It's just telling me that that icon is going to be gray when it shows up down here in the list. So let's do all market center events. And we're going to search for team meetings in all market centers. So I'm going to apply that filter. This is going to show a lot of options, and it's going to take a minute, theoretically. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me close this. So remember, we checked the box for all MC events, and the little dot that's there is green. So that shows you that we're viewing all market center events. And there are 100 plus team meetings that are going to be on Friday, or that were on Friday, October 5th. There are 61 pages of them that are what's it called? That are mismarked as team meetings. Okay, go back to our search results here. We can also search for specific classes. So if I go to Advanced Filter here, theoretically this is going to take a minute because again it's loading all. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as all MC events, but I'm going to check the box for class instead, and I'm going to search for Shift. Apparently Shift is not a class. Let's scroll down here. Lunch and Learn, Maps, Scripts. Let's look for a Lunch and Learn. Let's see what Lunch and Learns are going on across all KW market centers. Let's apply that filter. There we go. There are several Lunch and Learns going on across the country on all market centers there. It looks like there are 6 going on the 23rd. And today there are 4 in different market centers. And if you click on an individual one, you can see which market center it's in, what time it's in. This is Oshawa. No idea where that is. It sounds like it's in Canada. That's typically the way that their names are structured. So that's Oshawa, Canada. Oshawa. Oshawa. I knew that was wrong. Okay, Oshawa, Canada. Okay, so that is the calendar. If you guys have more questions about that, definitely send them over in that chat window. Here in resources, this is a lot of information. I'm going to try to cover as much of it as I can pretty quickly because we're running out of time. KWConnect Live they have certain live events going on. There's like Technology Live or Latest in Labs or things with Mega Agents or with Gary or things going on like that. And they broadcast those live here on KWConnect. So if you wanted to see the schedule of what's coming up for that, or watch recordings of past live sessions here in KWConnect, you can see those there. Culture is how KW interacts with people, whether that's KW International as a company or each individual KW associate. Culture means how we interact with people, and KW has the Y4C2Ts, they have the MVVBP, yeah, I think that's right. So if you want to learn more about what KW, what's it called? Does and thinks and feels and believes about working with people, interacting with people, where you can find like the KW Cares and Red Day and things like that, that would be on this page. Events is the big events from KW International. Mega Camp, Lunch and Learns, Mastery Sessions, ESO, FSO, Family Reunion, all of those things. Industry is how KW is influencing the industry on a fairly global level, but especially on behalf of you guys as KW agents. They want to get the best things going on in the market as a whole in general, because as the market prospers, KW prospers and you prosper. It's actually different order. Market prospers, you prosper, KW prospers. And they also want to get the best treatment for you guys even over other companies. That's why this is KW agents who get special treatment for their listings on Zillow. That was through this industry action here from KW International. Keller Mortgage is the mortgage company by Keller Williams International. If you want more information about that, definitely check out this page. It's currently only available in certain market centers, and in those market centers, you actually have to become certified to provide Keller Mortgage services to your clients. So check out that page for more information there. KWU, we are going to click on. This is where it's going to list all of the official KW courses. We've got the curriculum path, we've got information about shifts, lunch and learns, faculty information, Ignite specifically, but Ignite is also in this list of all courses. So this has got your lunch and learns, your ALC clinics, your eEdge database workshops, your Ignite, your 30/60/90, your lead generation 36/12/3, all of those official courses from KW International. You've got the materials and details about them here. This is not necessarily watching and participating in these classes here in KWConnect Online, but if you're attending one of these classes or you want to learn more about them, or there's not one of these classes anywhere near you anytime soon and you'd like to get some of the benefit out of those classes, you can get those materials here. And it looks like these are, what's it called, alphabetical, but you can change that sort up here at the top by highest rated, most popular, most reviewed, all that. Highest rated, most popular, top of the list, 100% of the time, guaranteed is going to be Ignite. So if that's what you're looking for, you may want to search by that or order by that, but it is also alphabetical by default. Okay. MAPS coaching, if you want to get into that, either group coaching or one-on-one coaching or mastery coaching to build your business past the bold level, great information there. Marketing is where you can find things like logos, the official listing presentation template from KW International, Red Label Clothing, Outfront Magazine, that's KW's magazine, I think that's monthly. Press release templates, social media templates and resources, and then leadership resources. Here on the logos and branding page, the first thing on the page here is what's called the KW Identity and Style Guide. This has the rules and regulations for using KW logos and for materials like business cards and signs. So if you want more details about specifically what you can and can't do with those, definitely check out the Style Guide. It's a PDF document. And if we scroll down the page just a little bit here, we've got Market Center logos. You can find specific Market Center logos here versus the plain KW logos that are down here by searching by your Market Center name or your Market Center number. So I could put in like 196 here. That's Gulf Coast, Pensacola, where I'm from. I could put in, what am I looking for? Orlando. Apparently Orlando doesn't have that particular name. Okay, York. We'll put in York. New York City, New York tri-state region versus the, what's it called, Market Center number. You can also search the name, and you can download full logo packs. It's going to have it in a bunch of formats. You've got EPSs, you've got PNGs, you've got JPEGs, you've got CMYK, you've got RGB. And if you don't know what any of those mean, that's fine. Just send the whole zip file to your designer. They'll know what to do with them. Okay. MCAs, this is information about like Winmore, Account Edge, MC Angel, stuff like that. Technology is pretty self-explanatory. All the KW tech, so the cloud, Kelly, referrals, training, training on like the app, the labs dashboard, CGI, all of that fun stuff. Leverage in KW means hiring. You hear leverage, think hiring, because that's what this process is it's leveraging your time as the dollar producing agent versus an admin who's not going to be doing dollar producing activities, so they can handle things that are not, what am I trying to say here? Let me start over. You are a real estate agent, and as a real estate agent, there are certain things that only you can do. Only you can have listing appointments. Only you can have showings. Only you can write offers. Only you can negotiate. An admin or anybody else on your team can do other things like processing paperwork, filling things out, having things signed, following up on things. And that's what leverage is. It gets you started on that process. Actually, it takes you step by step by painstaking step through that process for hiring the best talent as you get started hiring and as you build your team. And then last in this menu is profit share. That is KW's way of, rewarding agents who help build the company. What happens is, actually, you know what, talk to your team leader more about profit share. They can explain it better than I can, and I don't have time to explain it. But yeah, talk to your team leader. Ask Agents is a forum. This is where you can ask questions about being a real estate agent, about how to handle this, how to do that. That's what it's supposed to be. What it's turned into, unfortunately, is a referral broadcast. I guess it's not really hurting anything, but we've got someone looking for a mentor here that got buried under a bunch of people that are sharing, a timeshare. I've got an agent who wants to buy a house, urgent tenant needs to lease, blah, blah, blah. And this person looking for a mentor got buried there. So this is supposed to be, and if you guys would use it this way, I would very much appreciate it, so would everybody else, a forum to ask questions about practicing, not necessarily, or maybe for referrals for providers or things like that, but not necessarily for finding an agent to send a referral to. That's what the referrals system is for. Technology, it's going to be the same information as this as well. And then for growth, this is about CGI and the GI. Growth initiative is for leadership. That's for building the company. And then CGI is for you as an individual agent or a team building your business. The CGI is an adaptation of the GI, the growth initiative that grew KW to the #1 real estate company in 7 years from its implementation. It was implemented in 2011. We're in 2018, 100,000 new agents in those 100,000 new family members in those 7 years. Growth initiative works. There's proof it works with the #1 real estate company because of it. So they transferred, they adapted those same principles and those same tactics and strategies to the career growth initiative to have an already proven system to help agents build their individual businesses. So check with your market center leadership, your team leader, your MCA about getting started with the CGI. All right, last call for questions. It looks like we're not really getting any. I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording off in just a couple of seconds there. If you do have any questions after the class, or you're having trouble formulating it or anything like that, definitely send them over to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we can get those answered for you. Everybody, have a great day.